You know what the weirdest thing is? That moment when you realize someone isn't supposed to be there, but they are. And somehow it makes more sense than if it were planned. That's how it was. No cameras, no noise. Just two people standing across from each other like time folded in on itself for a second. David didn't have a plan. He honestly didn't even know what made him take that left turn. But when he saw her, everything inside him hesitated. Not because he was scared, not because he didn't want to see her, but because it mattered way more than he wanted it to. And Barbie, she wasn't trying to be seen. She wasn't waiting for anything to happen. But when it did, she didn't flinch. Maybe that's what makes something real. When you don't expect it, but it still feels right. He took a few steps closer, like he wasn't sure if the ground would hold. She didn't say anything, just gave him that look, the one that says, I know. And he did. They both did. It wasn't about fixing anything. It wasn't about going back. It was about recognizing that some things never really leave you. You still think about it? She asked, not looking directly at him. He could have lied, could have said it was all in the past. But what would be the point? Every day, he said, his voice steady now. That silence after. It wasn't empty. It was full of all the times they almost said something but didn't. All the things they should have told each other but couldn't. And now here they were with nothing left to lose. She turned her head just slightly. I thought I was the only one. He shook his head. No, you never were. It didn't need to be dramatic. That's the thing. People think closure or reconnection or whatever you want to call it has to be some big sweeping moment. But most of the time, it's just two people standing still, realizing they're still holding on to the same piece of something. I didn't know if I should come, she said after a while. You didn't have to. You're already here. That made her smile just a little. Not the kind you fake for photos, the kind that sneaks up on you because something in your chest loosens. He leaned against the car next to her, both of them facing the street now. The world kept moving, but for them, something had paused. Not in a romanticized way, just quieter. You look tired, she said. He laughed under his breath. You always say that. Because you always are. He looked at her then, really looked. She hadn't changed much, not in the ways that mattered. Still had that sharpness in her eyes, that calm in the way she spoke. Still had the ability to make him feel like she saw straight through the layers he built. I missed this, he said. She nodded. Me too. The thing is, they didn't talk about the fights. They didn't bring up who left first or who stopped calling. They didn't need to. It wasn't about blame anymore. It was about the fact that despite everything, they were still them. What happens now? She asked, not as a challenge, more like a real question. I don't know, he admitted, but I don't want this to be the last time. She didn't say anything, but she didn't move away either. That was enough. And for a while, they just sat there. Not planning, not pretending, just being. And that's rare, especially now when everything feels performative, when everyone's watching. Eventually, she glanced at her watch. It's late. He nodded. Yeah. But neither of them moved. You want to walk a bit? He asked. She raised a brow. At this hour. Why not? So they did, no destination in mind, just sidewalks and streetlights and the occasional passing car. It felt familiar, not in a recycled kind of way, but in a we've done this before and it meant something kind of way. I was going to leave tomorrow, she said suddenly. Still going? She looked at him. I don't know anymore. Funny how one night can change everything, not because of what's said, but because of what's felt, and both of them felt it. He stopped walking. If you do go, can I call you? She looked away for a second, then back at him. You never needed to ask. Maybe that's what killed them before. Too many assumptions, too many things left unsaid. I should have told you I wasn't okay, he said. Back then, she sighed, I should have listened better. Why didn't we work? She hesitated. Wrong time. Too much noise. And maybe we thought we had more time than we did. He nodded. Yeah. They stood there again, under a flickering streetlight. Everything felt still, not frozen, just still. You know what I realized? He said. What? I never stopped choosing you, even when I tried not to. She blinked slowly, and this time her voice cracked just slightly. Me too. They didn't kiss, didn't hold hands, didn't promise anything, but something shifted. Something that had been stuck for a long time finally moved. I hate how much I still care, she admitted. I don't, he said. I think it means we didn't fake it. They started walking again. No rush, just two shadows moving through a city that usually never stops. "Do you think we could try again?" he asked. She didn't answer right away. "Not like before." "I wouldn't want it to be like before." "Then maybe." That was enough. Maybe was enough. And they kept going, past the bakery that was always closed by midnight, past the bookstore they used to wander into on rainy days, past all those places that held fragments of who they used to be. "You still read too much into things?" she asked, teasing. "Only when it's about you." She laughed. "You haven't changed. Neither have you." They both smiled, and this time it wasn't heavy, it wasn't sad. "You think people will figure it out?" she asked. "They already are." She rolled her eyes. "Great!" he shrugged. "Let them talk." She looked at him, really looked. "I missed you, the real you, not the one everyone thinks they know. I missed you too." The city was quieter now, even the traffic had thinned out. It felt like the world had given them this pocket of time, a moment to just exist without expectation. "I don't want to lose this again," he said, voice low. "Then don't," she replied. Simple as that. And they kept going, no big ending, no grand declarations, just steps, small ones, forward. Maybe that's how it starts again, not with fireworks, not with a headline, but with two people deciding to stay a little longer, to try a little harder, to listen a little better. "I'm not perfect," he said, "neither am I. But I'm better now. I can see that." They stopped again, not because they had to, but because they wanted to. "You want to get some coffee?" he asked. "At 1 in the morning? There's that one place still open." She smiled. "Lead the way." And so he did, not because he knew where they were going, but because for the first time in a long time, he wasn't walking alone. And maybe that's what mattered most. They weren't supposed to see each other that night, but they did, and it changed everything.